Hey guys, want to welcome everyone back to Texas Silver. If you're here for the first time, consider subscribing. I greatly appreciate it. Hopefully you like the content that I put out. Sorry it took me a little while to get these videos out, but I actually have two. So this is going to be the first one. What I'm going to be talking about today are crossbows, and I'm actually going to be using the crossbow, showing you how to use it. The video that I made the other day really goes into why I have it, the reasons for it, the pros and cons against the firearm versus the crossbow and stuff like that. The video is about 30 minutes long, so I figured I needed to break this up into two different videos or else it was going to be super long. The weather's been pretty crappy here, so that's why I finally had a beautiful day to come shoot. So I am going to go over the shooting portion, and so I guess if you're not interested in anything else, then I guess don't worry about watching the other video. It's just going to be me talking, but I think there's a lot of good points on there. If you're up in the air about if you want a crossbow, the pros and cons and stuff like that. So without any further ado, I'm going to get into this a little bit. Some of it obviously is going to be repeated from this video to the next. But there's obviously going to be a lot more information and numbers and stuff like that on the other videos. So I highly encourage for you to watch both of those. I'm probably going to drop this video today. I'll wait a day and then I'll drop the other one as well. So I'm not going to drop them back to back. Okay, let's get into this. Okay, so this is the crossbow that I went with. It is by Excalibur. It is the Cabela's brand bow that I guess they had Excalibur make. 370 feet per second. The scope goes out to 60 yards. That is marked. It does not have a pulley system on it. It's like your traditional bow, and that's why I like it. It's simplistic, but the advantages and disadvantages I will go into on the other video. So like again, I say check that out. They no longer make this bow, but they make a lot like it. But this is the Equalizer. And I talk about the target that you need to get, but this is the target that I'm going to be shooting at. It is rated for crossbow arrows, and you need to make sure that you do that because crossbows have a lot more velocity behind them than generally your traditional bows. But actually your vertical bows, from what I understand, are becoming a lot more powerful as well. So you may be good with a vertical bow and crossbow target as well. This target is at 20 yards. All right, let's go see if Texas Silver can shoot or not. Looks like it's a little low. But I mean, that would still be a kill shot. Earlier I took one before I started recording and it was a hair bit high. And I've been using these arrows for a while, so they may not be as accurate as a brand new one. But I'm going to keep moving the target back and see if we can go all the way back to 60. See if we can max this bow out. All right, just remember the manufacturer requires that you do this in Crocs. And that was a joke, by the way. All right, so this is gonna be 30 yards. And let's go see where we're at. From what I could tell on the scope, it hit dead center on that one. A little bit low, but there's that one. Now I'm gonna bump it back to 40. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to show y'all this because this is actually the first time I've ever run into this. But I talk about this in the second video that's going to get dropped. But to get these arrows out of the target, because they get lodged in there, like this is about all you have to pull on, and so you don't mess up the fins and all that. You have this puller device that I highly recommend you getting. That way you don't wear out the is it the fletches? I'm probably jacking this up. Anyways, I'm showing my ignorance to this. But for lack of a better term, the feathers are stabilizing whatever these are, the back. Someone correct me in the comments. Anyways, when you grab it with your hand, you're squeezing it and you're messing them all up. So you need this. Anyways, this is getting too long. It stripped out. So I actually had to rip this arrow out with my hand, which is doable, but it's a lot easier with this puller. So I'm gonna go ahead and retire this arrow more than likely, or maybe I'll use it as a hunting arrow. That way I can just shoot it once and then I won't ever use it again. But either way, this arrow is not gonna be shot anymore because the pulling device that it screws into the back right here, and then it helps pull out the arrow. Anyways, it's stripped out. So we're gonna use a different arrow, but we are at 40 yards now. And I'm guessing y'all can. And it looks like Texas Silver needs to upgrade his equipment because my camera just fell off. So I guess I'm gonna have to figure out how to do this. I guess I'll just set it here. Oh, let's see, is that gonna work? Can y'all still see? Okay, cool. So I had this thing holding my phone on the truck, but I guess I'll just set it on the bumper. I think it'll work. Okay, moving on. All right, here's 40 yards. Here we go. Wow. Okay, well that arrow hit really low. I guess that could have been on me, but let's go check it out. The fins on the back of that arrow were kind of, they look like they were not really that straight. So maybe it's time that I need to be retiring some of these arrows. Ooh, yeah, that hit pretty darn low. So here's where it hit. So yeah, that's not good. I probably need to adjust the speed of the arrow on the scope. Okay, so I took another shot and apparently I didn't get it on film. So my apologies to that. But it was a little bit higher, so I think it might have been an arrow issue. So let's take another shot and see where it's at. Again, this is 40 yards. And all the cows showed up and the goats. So hopefully I can keep doing this without, where are they at? Yeah, there's Firecracker. So hopefully I can do this without them trying to walk in front of the shot. Okay, so again, this is 40 yards. We'll see where this one hits. Come on now. See, this is why that's not a really quick weapon system. And this is some of the things that I talk about in the other video. This can be a very good, quiet weapon system, but obviously the reloading process is not super quick at all. So, okay, 40 yards, here we go. Oh man, that's right in there. Wow. Okay. I guess I shouldn't have messed with the scope. So, yeah, I got a whole audience. Okay, it is incredible. I was measuring this out. It's been a while since I've shot this thing. And I was like, holy crap, I don't remember this bow being able to shoot this far. 60 yards is a long way. So 40 yards, wow. Yeah, here we go. So that's where the arrow hit. So we're gonna move it back to 50 and go again. See, this is why you can never have nice things with animals. They are curious about everything. And it's crazy that like anything new, they have to smell and check out. But here's Bob sniffing my bow. So I needed to hurry up and get over here before he knocked it off and put it in the dirt. What, Bob? What do you want, bud? Does the bow smell good? Huh? Yeah? You gonna give me a kiss? No? All right, so no kiss from Bob. All right, so I moved the target back to 50 and we're gonna go again. Okay. I guess I need to get a belt. I've got belts, I don't know. I never want to wear them. Okay. I'll wear one if I'm carrying, but I'm not out and about. So, and a lot of times the shorts I get a little bit loose, so I can put that firearm in there. Woo! Okay, 50 yards, here we go. See if Texas Silver can do this. Why do y'all have to be right there? Wow. Okay, so apparently, I need my arrow puller. Okay, so apparently this scope is dialed in. So it looks like, from what I could tell, it's pretty much right in the center. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. The accuracy on these crossbows is really incredible. And I could probably make a 100-yard shot with this thing, but it would be some Kentucky windage. You'd almost have to aim, if it was an individual, you'd probably have to be aiming probably about at their head with, so the inside of the scope, and I don't think I can show you all this, but it has little triangles in there, and they're labeled for the yardage. So I would probably have to put the 60-yard pin, which that's the furthest that scope goes to, is 60 yards. I'd have to probably put the 60-yard pin, I'm guessing, on someone's head or maybe even above that to hit them in the chest. But I don't know. I've never shot this bow more than 60 yards. But okay, enough of me rambling on. So here was my shot at 50 yards. It's pretty cool. All right, let's move it back to 60. Okay, can y'all even see that target? Man, it is way down there. I don't know if y'all can see it. I think that's it. What the hell? Oh, there it is. Okay, right there's the target. Right tip of my finger. That's the target. Okay. If you're watching this on a computer, you can probably see it better, but I'm looking on my screen. So, but yeah, 60 yards. It's way out there. All right. Let's see what Texas Silver is made of. Okay, here we go. Oh, come on, girl. Don't stay your butt. All right, wait one. Come on, Mama, go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Go. Come on, come on. Go, Bob. Go. Don't kick me. Thank you. Okay, cool. Okay. Range is hot again. Lily, stay over there. All right, this is 60 yards. Oh, hell yeah. Oh. Hell yeah. Ooh, keep forgetting my arrow puller. I guess I should leave it down there maybe. I thought the goats were gonna knock over my camera. They're good at that stuff. And there's Red. Out there chilling. Okay, I'm a little bit off on this one, but still 60 yards, being this close to the center is pretty impressive, my opinion. But, a little high. But that's definitely still a kill shot at 60 yards. So I'm impressed. All right, let's get this arrow out. Okay, so hopefully I don't have to buy a new iPhone after this. Look at them Crocs looking good. Woo! I thought I shot my phone. From back there, it looked like I hit it. But anyway, so there's a shot right there. All right, I'm not going to take any more, but I am going to show you something on the bow that I noticed. And this is really important with maintaining your equipment. Make sure it's in good running order and all that. But I'll show you all that in a sec. Okay, so I just rewatched the video that I just took, and apparently I thought you were going to be able to see the tip of the arrow, but obviously not. So disregard on that, but I did shoot that from 60 yards, so I still think that's cool. All right, so let me show you what I was talking about. So I was looking over my bow, and I noticed, I don't know if you can tell real well, but the string around, or the string is put together and with, I guess, some twine, lack of a better word for it. Anyway, so right here, I don't know if you can see that, but it's starting, let's see. Let me change the camera angle. Okay, so this string right here, if I get the focus right, is starting to unravel. So I'm gonna go ahead and retire this string. So this is the stuff that you have to be looking at and making sure that it's not getting wear and tear over time. But I've had this string on there for a while, so I'm gonna go ahead and replace it. Okay, so I was trying to figure out how to do this. Sorry, I don't have all this high-speed, low-drag recording equipment. I'm doing everything with my cell phone, so just bear with me on this. But I just wanted to go over some of the basics of this bow here, and then show you how to load and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so obviously you have your trigger here, your pistol grip, you have your buttstock, you have your limbs, the string. These are dampeners that quiet the bow substantially. It still is pretty loud. This is where you place your hand. I guess it's a foregrip. I don't even know what you'd call it. And then let's see. All right, so this is the piece that you put your foot in. When you go to cock it, you step in there. It can hold up to 4 arrows, which go in this piece right here. And I'm sorry, lack of better words, I don't know all the terminology for this. Here's your safety. switch right here. So up is fire, down is safe. This lever right here, what this allows you to do is when you push this, I don't know if y'all can see this, but there's a piece that moves right there. That is a second safety, just in case the bow ends up going off the, whatever, it stops it from going off. I guess it's just a backup safety to, now if the trigger gets pulled, it's going to go off if there's an arrow in there. If there's not an arrow in there, that device stops the string from going forward, because that can be catastrophic and dangerous to you, and also could tear up the bow. So what happens is when your arrow gets put in, as it's sliding back, it actually pushes that up. The arrow pushes it up, and I'll go ahead and demonstrate that, show you what I'm talking about. And so as long as there's an arrow in there and the trigger gets pulled, then the bow is going to go off. But if the arrow isn't in there, then if the trigger gets pulled, that piece stops the bow from going off. I'm going to try and show y'all how to do this. Like I said, bear with me. I'm dealing with a cell phone, and I don't really have all these high-speed things to hold the camera and get all these really cool angles. So just bear with me. Okay. Let's see if I can get the angle going here. Let's see. Okay, so foot goes in there. All right, here's the cocking device. It has 2 hooks on it. Okay, those are gonna go on either side and as close to the bar as possible. Then you have your 2 handles. I had to actually cut this string because it was too long. So I cut it to the perfect length, and because when you go and try and stand up and pull, you have to pull a lot higher because the strings are a lot higher. So this helps pull this up. All right, so I'm going to show y'all real quick. Then the string goes over, there's a little groove right here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but so that's where the string goes, right in there. And then you go ahead and pull everything up. So, hook that, you pull straight up. Oh, and see, it wouldn't go because it was on safe, so it has to be on fire. All right, it locks all the way back. Okay, so now, so when I first cocked it, it stopped at that second catch that I was talking about, the safety. So now it's behind the actual, I guess, like I said, I'm sorry, I don't know all these terminologies, but it's behind the part that holds it when you release the trigger that's gonna let it go. So when you put an arrow in here, okay, so the feather, you're gonna take one of the fins and put it down that groove. It goes up underneath this. This keeps the arrow pushed down. I don't know if you can see this piece right here. Slides back. So watch what happens when you put the arrow in there. It pushes, I don't know if y'all can see that, but it pushes that up. So now it will go off. But if the arrow wasn't there, if I pull the trigger, then it's gonna stop when it gets to that right there. I kind of talked about the scope, but I'll go over that. So it has your speeds here. And so when I ran this through a chronograph, it was going about 360 feet per second. So that's why the scope is on approximately 360. And then inside has little triangle pins, and they're marked for the yardage. And so you put the target at the tip of that triangle. So that's how you know what distance to do with that. One more thing I'm gonna show you. So I'm gonna show you what this piece does to, if you want to unload the bow without shooting it, because you have to either do this or you have to shoot an arrow to decock this thing. So I'm gonna show you how to do that right now. And I hate doing this, but I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all. Okay, see if y'all can do this. So you put it up over that, so you have to get both your latches to one end along with your handle, and you're gonna put it on either side, and then you have to release it. Okay, so this is what I have now. All right, so hook on each side and then that. And so then what I have to do, I don't know if y'all can see this, but I have the handle in my hand. Okay, so I have to push this lever down, which is gonna release that, and then I have to pull the trigger while keeping tension on this one here, and I let it go. So that's how you decock it without shooting an arrow. I think that pretty much covers everything with this bow. I'm sorry if this video got really long, and like I said, consider watching the other video. Man, Firecracker's just going to town over here. Oh, now he wants to be quiet. Now, oh. Okay, anyways, I highly recommend that y'all watch the other one because I'm going to go into the reasons to have a crossbow, the pros and cons, like I stated before. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Remember to like, subscribe, share, comment below. Don't beat me up too well or too bad on this. I'm sorry, I didn't know all the terminology and all that. I just kind of wanted to put out a basic video on how these things work and why. And if I would highly recommend maybe finding the specific bow that you buy and look up a video on YouTube to get information specifically about that bow. Take care.